Sure, here's a 5,000-word YouTube video script for your channel name, based on the topic, "This 2025 tank will make 2025." The script maintains a storytelling flow with technical detail, drama, and military tone to fit a long-form video format. Let me know if you want background music suggestions, visuals list, or narration tips after this. In a world constantly shifting, where borders are blurred not just by politics but by technology, the battlefield of tomorrow is taking shape right before our eyes. And in 2025, one piece of military engineering has surged ahead of the rest, a tank that doesn't just redefine ground combat but transforms it. This is not just a tank. This is the future of warfare, forged in steel, powered by advanced AI, and armored with next-gen protection systems. Today on Name, we're diving deep into the 2025 tank that is set to dominate the battlefield, make headlines worldwide, and leave every other armored vehicle behind. This is the war machine of the future. Let's begin where every great story starts, the problem. The modern battlefield isn't the same as it was in 1945, or even 2003. Tanks, once kings of ground warfare, started to look obsolete with the rise of precision drones, anti-tank missiles, and the rapid mobility of infantry. Nations around the world began asking the same question: do we really need tanks anymore? And then came the answer, not with words, but with action. Defense contractors, military strategists, and engineers across the globe knew that the old tank design had to evolve or die. And from the labs, design boards, and test ranges of the world's top defense innovators, came the ultimate evolution, a sixth-generation main battle tank. And in 2025, it's here. Imagine a machine that can withstand a direct hit from a hypersonic projectile, that can neutralize incoming missiles mid-flight, and that can operate autonomously in the most hostile environments. The 2025 tank isn't just steel and cannon anymore. It's data, AI, and futuristic warfare packed into one monstrous, battlefield-dominating platform. Let's break it down. The first revolution starts with its armor. Traditional composite armor has evolved into smart reactive layers. This isn't just reactive armor like the kind seen on Russian or Israeli tanks. This is fourth-gen electric reactive armor. It senses the incoming projectile, measures its speed and angle, and creates a precise electromagnetic counterblast that neutralizes the threat before it even reaches the outer shell. We're talking about a tank that thinks before it's hit. And this tank's survivability isn't just about its armor, it's about its entire defensive ecosystem. Welcome to the Active Protection System, or APS 2.0. Imagine a dome around the tank, invisible to the naked eye, constantly scanning for incoming threats. Drones, neutralized. Anti-tank missiles, intercepted. Even loitering munitions, those drone kamikazes, are identified and taken out using a mix of directed energy weapons and mini-interceptor drones launched from the tank itself. That's right, this tank launches its own drones. Now let's talk mobility, because what's the use of all this protection if you can't move fast? The 2025 tank doesn't roll like a conventional steel beast. It glides. Thanks to an advanced hybrid diesel-electric powertrain, this monster can accelerate faster than any MBT before it, while staying incredibly quiet, almost stealthy. Onboard systems can switch modes, from high-torque combat maneuvers to silent infiltration mode, perfect for urban operations. And here's where it gets wild. This tank can be remotely operated or even semi-autonomous. That means one operator from miles away can control an entire platoon of these tanks with AI support doing the heavy lifting. Think of a human AI co-pilot system where AI handles threat detection, targeting, and navigation, while a human makes the final call. It's like having an F-35 on treads. But let's not forget about firepower. The main gun of the 2025 tank isn't your standard 120mm smoothbore cannon. We're looking at a 130mm or even 140mm electromagnetic-assisted gun system. It's capable of firing not just kinetic rounds, but programmable smart shells that can change trajectory mid-air, explode above infantry positions, or punch through multiple layers of enemy armor. Supporting this is an AI-driven autoloading system that ensures faster reloads and zero misfires. No crewman inside needs to touch a shell. Everything is mechanical, monitored, and optimized by advanced onboard systems. And if that wasn't enough, say hello to the Missile Integration Module, a vertical launch system embedded within the chassis itself. These are short-range, anti-air and anti-armor missiles that can be deployed against helicopters, low-flying drones, or even incoming tank rounds. Every inch of this tank is a threat. But all of that technology is useless without situational awareness, and this tank delivers it in ways never seen before. Instead of periscopes and old-school optics, the 2025 tank uses a 360-degree augmented reality helmet system, connected to a suite of external sensors. Thermal, night vision, radar, and even lidar all feed into one panoramic interface. Crew members can see through the tank like it's made of glass, even at night, through fog, or during smoke bombardments. And the crew, only 2 people. That's right, with automation handling so much, from driving, targeting, loading, and scanning, the tank only needs a driver commander and a weapons officer. In some configurations, it can operate entirely unmanned. Let that sink in. A ghost tank, rolling across battlefields, scanning, analyzing, and firing without a single soul inside. Now, let's talk about integration. This tank isn't a lone wolf. It's part of a greater digital ecosystem. It links seamlessly with drones, artillery, satellites, and infantry units in real time. Battlefield data is shared instantaneously. If a drone spots enemy armor 15 kilometers away, this tank knows about it in seconds, calculates firing solutions, and sends that data to friendly forces before the enemy even knows it's been seen. It's not just a weapon. It's a command hub, rolling at 70 kilometers per hour. And the materials, we're talking next-gen alloys, composite stealth panels, heat-disruptive paint, and even radar-deflective contours. The tank is low-profile, difficult to lock onto, and even harder to stop. All this sounds expensive, right? Well, it is, but when you factor in its lifespan, survivability, and the number of missions it can complete compared to older tanks, it's a cost-saving measure in the long run. Nations like the US, Russia, China, Germany, South Korea, and even India have either prototypes or operational variants entering service this year. Some call it a revolution, others call it an arms race. But what everyone agrees on is that the battlefield has changed forever. So where does this leave traditional tank warfare? Obsolete? Not quite. Instead, it's being transformed. In 2025, this tank is a symbol of how far we've come. No longer is brute force enough. It's about smart power, networked systems, real-time intelligence, survivability through tech, not just thickness. It's like comparing a Nokia 3310 to a modern smartphone, both solid, but one is just infinitely more connected, aware, and powerful. But here's a question: what happens when both sides have these tanks? That's where things get unpredictable. Imagine a battlefield where AI-powered tanks fight each other in terrain. Never before thought possible. Urban areas, deserts, forests, even snowy high-altitude zones. Terrain will matter less than information. Battles will be decided by the tank that sees first, thinks faster, and strikes more precisely. It's no longer about the biggest gun. It's about the smartest system. This tank, this 2025 monster, is more than hardware. It's a glimpse into the warfare of tomorrow. It's a challenge to every defense force on Earth: adapt or be left behind. And while some nations race ahead, others are trying to catch up. But one thing is clear: the age of dumb steel is over. This is the smart war. And the smart tank is king. Now if you're still watching, and you're as fascinated by defense tech and futuristic military systems as we are here on NAME, make sure you're subscribed, because what we've just shown you is only the beginning. More tanks, aircraft, and battlefield marvels are coming your way. Because the battlefield never sleeps. And neither do we. Thank you for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed, and stay ready. This is NAME, signing out. Let me know if you want versions of this in Urdu, Hindi, or need voiceover directions for narration, pacing and tone.